instead of ketchup, I'm gonna use tomato. It's the same thing, right? And instead of guacamole, I'm gonna use avocado. Same thing, right? Here is my ultimate breakfast croissant. Now that is the best reason to wake up in the morning. If I were to give you a little story time, first, I want to show you my plate. Since we're always, this generation probably, like this 100 years, is going to be influenced and referenced the Pokemon phenomenon and generation. Like with movies, games, TV, it's going to be around until 2100. And then when we hit 2100, it's going to be considered vintage and nostalgic and old school. If you live in the United States, I was going to say if you live in a world, but probably world. If you're alive, you probably have a donut shop around the corner or in a 1 mile radius from you. Anywhere in the world or in the United States. So you go grab a donut, run to get a donut so you can, what's the word? Pave your own way to get there and pave your own way to get back. Like wasn't set in stone how you're gonna get there and how you're gonna come back. So I recommend doing that and then pressing this video so we could eat breakfast sandwiches or donuts together. I don't care how vegan you are, how vegetarian you are, just eat a freaking croissant with an egg in it. And it's so warm. And it came with sausage, but I'm gonna take it out and surprise my jockey friends with some sausage with their meal today. Anyways, back to my story time that I didn't start yet. I first went and ordered 2 breakfast sandwiches, and when I got home, I noticed there was only one. So I was like, ugh. So I ordered one with meat and one without, one to give to my mother and one for myself. And they gave me the one without meat first. But I got another glazed donut and that one looked so delicious. So I just hollowed that one into my mouth. And I gave her the one without meat. And I went a few hours later to pick up this one. So they gave me hers. No, they gave me mine instead of hers. So I gave her mine and I got hers in my hands. Try to play with that string. It was like a string with like 3 different endings to it. And it got tied up, cut in half, thrown away, and I got a new string. But if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be here filming my ultimate breakfast mukbang. That might be the title, don't quote me. When will this be posted? I don't know. Don't ask me. As of today, right now, you on the other side of your telephone, let me say hi to you. I have gifted, uploaded Online Crymester, the beauty video, and I'll soon be uploading P-Brain. Let me explain Online Crymester, because it's cool how that one came together. I was referencing the year 2020 and how public schooling went into online schooling, and we're in like the last month or last semester of school for this era of time post pandemic. So it's really cool to reference that abstractly in a beauty movie. I was first gonna name it actually, that one wasn't gonna be named anything yet until I saw the last shot. The last shot was me grabbing a backpack. What's the first thing you think about when you see a backpack or the word backpack? You think of school. So the first thing I typed out was online, because I was thinking online schooling. You know how everyone done online schooling now? And then I put online semester, because I was like, that's perfect, because we had to do our school online. And then I saw semester, and I just thought about cry, because I'm thinking about depressed high school kids having to connect over the internet, which is like not something to cry about. It's actually the new way of doing things. And if we want to use Billie Eilish, if we want to invite her into this conversation, let's talk to her. She's right here. We want to talk to her. Her perspective is skewed and based on that she was homeschooled. And I think she just proves that when you're homeschooled, you get to think for yourself and learn what you want. So if that can teach any kids to do the same, I think that was the point of her being famous. That's one of the plot points of her story in her movie. I love egg. But there was Online Crymester. That's my favorite yet. In all lowercase. Stylized in all lowercase. And the next one you'll be seeing soon is P-Brain. P-E-A Brain. It was originally going to be Nuthead. And then it was going to be Metal Man. And then the last thing that I typed was P-Brain, and then I didn't think about it twice. I was like, okay, I'm thinking of like a little P in your head. And if you see that title before you watch the video, you can like kind of think of myself with the P-Brain. That's why it's so quick or so slow or so focused and so unfocused. And there's music over here, there's silence over here. I think P-Brain operating. I didn't think about all of that until I opened my mouth right now, eating this breakfast sandwich. I haven't had yellow cheese with a cooked egg in so long. I usually just bake all my food in the oven. I like baking food because you can just stick it in there for 30 minutes and forget that it's there. And when you come back, it's either burned or perfectly cooked. You don't get to choose. I like to think that it's just cooking for me while I'm cooking something else. I'm gonna call video editing cooking the movie because you have to prepare it. You have to start off with certain ingredients and you have to end with certain ingredients. And sometimes it's just done and you can't really add more flavors to it because you're gonna ruin the filling. And that's kind of what you do with cooking. Oops. Okay, since we talked about Pokemon, this generation 4 was the first generation that I could logically tap into and be a part of, like through the first release of the game and the first episode release for the season. So my references all jog back to this. So if I were to ask you a question, I would ask you, who was your starter and why? I would leave the comments open, but I'm not gonna do that for my head. But I'm gonna ask you the question so you can think about it inside your head. So my first starter Pokemon was Chimchar and Fernape because it just looked the coolest, the strongest. And fire type, we all love fire types. Don't we all fucking love Leos? Like, I love how they use the elemental concepts to make their games. Like, we have Earth, Wind, Psychic, Ghost, Water, fire types, Cancer, Leo, Taurus. Like, they use all of those concepts and made it into a colorful game for you to buy. It's like what you're supposed to do with art. But my favorite Pokemon of all time is Piplup or Empoleon. I first got Diamond and I got Chimchar. And then I got Pearl and then I got Torterra and Turtwig. And then I got Platinum and then I got Empoleon. Like, they really tricked me into buying 3 games. And 2 of them were the same game. But I think I was 7 at the time. And when you're 7, what else do you have to do? Oh my god, this is so good. I did not even need avocado or bread. Or tomato. Okay, peace out for me because I'm really thirsty and right now my stand is my cup of tea and I kind of want to drink it. So if you enjoyed this video, don't give me a thumbs up, just run to your donut shop, your nearest donut shop. Think about what was your first starter Pokemon ever or in Generation 4. Think about Pokemon on your way to the donut shop so you're not worried about any other energies happening around you. You can just focus on cartoons and how you were as a kid. That's my tip for you. So on that note, peace out.